Hi,
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Are you ready?
I hope always. I am ready. Are you ready for today? It's your
No.
time to shine somehow.
Okay, let's see. Okay,
Let's see.
so how do you feel about asylums?
How do I feel about the silence?
Mhm.
Is that your introduction, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Silence, it's a cozy thing, I believe, yeah.
A cozy thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
just imagine we're inside an abandoned asylum that feels alive. The doors shut on their own, not violently, but deliberately, as if the building knows how to wait. Whispers move through the corridors, never close enough to confront, but never far enough to escape. Somewhere in the distance, clapping echoes, slow, uneven, almost amused. Then a scream, not a sudden scream, it's a familiar one, as if it's happened before. Everything happens at once and yet nothing changes. There are the two of us, isolated from the outside world, are bound by the same fear, sharing the same fragile time. We joke about surviving till dawn. This is literally an inside joke since we have at least an hour, because humor is the last language fear hasn't taken from us. We don't try to leave, we try to endure. The asylum doesn't chase us, it watches us as a witness. And until dawn arrives, the only thing keeping us human is keep talking. So, Jax, welcome to my asylum. You can either choose whether to have a candle or a friend to help to answer one of your questions if you want to. But this can happen one time, no more than that. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Wow, it seemed like I'm the one, I'm the one getting invited, not you. But really nice one. That's a really nice
Okay.
one of you, actually. Yeah. Okay. Let's
Okay, let
start
me ask
with
you.
no, let's start with the question of the last one, I believe. Let's speak Turkey. Let's speak phonetically. Anyway, what's your
Okay.
biggest fear and how did you get it over it? And just
Oh
to
my.
let everyone know, this question from Nate, last guest. And yeah, I hope you will tell him later what do you think about this question.
Okay, can I tell him now?
You can, yeah, actually, yeah, he will listen.
Like literally, I hate you. Why would you ask such certain question? Like why? Why would you
Wow.
do that? Guess. Okay, this is like
Okay.
a true feeling. Okay, but however,
Resentment against you, Nate. Be
yeah.
careful.
So let me ask you the first question. Actually, do you know who's Freud?
I heard about him. Yes.
Okay, so Sigmund Freud was born at 1856 in what we know now as the Czech Republic. He was a poor Jewish, so you have to imagine he was poor and Jewish, both of them at the same time in Europe back in the 1856. So that has been like a bad joke to him. So his entire life was depending on social, inherited, constant fear. So he always thought to himself like that his father was fragile, he was gentle, often humiliated by authority. And one question popped in Freud's mind at the time when he was younger, why his father accepted the insult without resistance. So my question to you is the same question that Freud asked himself. What happens to a person who swallows fear instead of confronting it? Did you encounter such a situation when you had to just swallow your fear instead of confront it or to face it?
Yes. I believe. I will not say all of us, but some of us having this confront. You can't confront some people in your life. It's normal.
Hmm.
So you need to soothing it a little bit self upon yourself and like it takes a hit, whatever it is, to make the other person calm and stuff like that. Because as you know, everyone have parents, and sometimes they're getting angry, whatever it
Yeah.
is. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to control the situation, if you're getting more angry, two fires fighting, who will win? Nothing. It will be more fire. So you need to be the water at the end sometimes.
Yeah, so sometimes you would just swallow your fear in order to
Yeah.
pacify. So you like to be pacifier a lot? Like you don't like to confront?
No, of course I'd like to confront, but later on. Let's say if there's a fire right now, should we make the fire go down or make it go up again? No, we will make it go down. And then I believe there is always another point. You will find the other person calm, uh, doing something, and he is enjoying it, and you now you can speak about whatever you want, and just and that time. There is always a good time.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Fair. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, what's your biggest fear? How did you get over it? I will not let this question of Nate go away. You know that.
Okay, so oh my god, my biggest fear. So there is something that like let me tell you something. So everybody has like three forces inside of them, like desire,
Mhm.
conscious, and reality. Okay, this is
Nice.
according to. And the desire is obviously what you want. Conscious is what you're told that you should do, and reality is what you're allowed to. So this is actually my biggest fear, to take a role that I didn't want at first place just to please the people around me. So, for example, if it's like a job or if it was like a certain relationship that I have to go through it, whole of it, just to make sure that the people around me are pleased with me. So, this is my biggest fear, to leave something or to let something that I'm not really into, or it's not me, to live with an identity that is not really my identity. So yeah.
Interesting. But your identity is the thing is you are a unique identity, Chris.
I do have a
And which
no,
means
I didn't say unique because that will boost my ego, of course.
no,
But
that's me. I'm saying this to you. No, wait a minute.
oh, well,
I'm saying this to
this
you.
is
So
the
yeah,
second
very
biggest
nice.
fear. Like when I have a compliment that I can't respond back to.
Okay, I know your type. Yeah. Now I can corner you out of nowhere. Okay, let's go.
Well, let's see who's gonna corner who. Like,
Uh,
okay, so like let's take one of the questions that I was dying to ask you about.
let's go for it.
So, as you said, that sometimes you don't like to confront the problem itself so that it won't get bigger, and after that, you will come back to it.
Yeah.
So, do you believe in stoicism, which is that we can control what happens to us? We can only control how we are responding to it. Like,
Mm,
again, if you put into some certain situation and something unfortunate happened to you, it puts you a lot of anxiety. Your whole body responds into like a flight or fight situation, and you can't breathe. Your heart is racing. Like a situation we are in, for example, like in an asylum. Let's imagine that there is a monster somewhere, and do you have this kind of feeling that I have no control over my external environment? That's why I should lay down till it's over, or I should do something to change what is happening around me?
interesting. This is a different situation actually. Like I the first situation I bought it was between two people. So I believe every situation is different and it have different outcome and income. So with this income, I would say no, you need to fight because again, we have everyone have demons inside. If you don't fight your demons every day, something bad will happen to you or some other people around. As you know. So
Okay.
you can choose to be the devil or the angel. It's just the choice of today. Like as an example, let's say this way: you go into the work, okay? Now you
Hmm.
see this guy lying in the ground. You can always just ignore it or help or step on the corpse. It's your choice.
Okay, so may I? That leads us to the next question, actually, like an
Hmm.
extended question. Is fear coming from the world outside, or it's rising quietly from somewhere you've never dared to look at before? Like you
Mm.
don't dare to look at it.
It have two things from fear actually. Fear come from childhood sometimes because the child will see some bad things from their family or whatever, and the fear will being built inside, or from the exterior factor from the society, from school, from the environment, from everywhere. Like you will find a child in school getting bullied. He never happened in his it never happened in his house. So what happened? That's made him understand what fear is, what's being bullied, what's this, what is that. And of course, if he didn't fight back at the time, he will be always stepped on by others.
Okay, fair enough. So you say what you're saying, that fear can come from many sources, but the
Mm.
external fear can feed the internal fear that we have.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Like actually, that's a really good question. Can I add to your question by something else?
Yeah, sure.
If you have this fear controlling all of your life,
Mm-hmm.
how can you, as you, Chris, taking over the fear?
Okay, so taking over the field is a belief, I believe. So there's this one doctor, he's a philosophical doctor, maybe he's a therapist. His
Mm.
name is Napoleon Hill, by the way. He's so famous. He said once that the more you rehearse the worst case scenario inside of your head, inside of your mind, the more your nervous system believes it. It believes it's real. And once it believes that the threat is real, the anxiety becomes tangible. So when your brain believes that your body floods with hormones that actually signals that you should retreat, that your heart is racing again, your breath is shallow, your muscle tense, it all acquires you to step back. And he said also that once, if the fear is constant, like effort of you believing that you should retreat, their confidence can be built the same way we build fear. So, for instance, if you believe that you're not able to do something, certain thing, and for me personally, and if I feel like I want to retreat, like I want to retreat bad, I don't usually retreat. I give myself confidence through preparing well. Actually, one of my biggest fear is talking to public, or talking in public places, or
Oh,
multiple people listening to me while speaking.
yeah. Say hello to the audience.
Yeah, so you can imagine how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing is, I knew that if I ran away, the first thing that will come to my mind is that you ran away. And I wouldn't think much about it. I wouldn't think that I might stutter, or I might say something wrong, or people might judge me, or they don't like me, or anything like that. The first thing that comes to mind, what are the biggest costs that you're gonna pay, you know? And to me was, you're gonna be humiliated in public. And this is like your daily life. Don't worry about it, you know? So I start to break down the fear into little pieces to know which one is the biggest, like which one I'm most afraid of. And it all came to mind that people have no judgment over your life. People can do anything to you. Okay, at the end of the day, you're the one who's gonna feel humiliated and you're gonna regret it. But again, it's you, not them. And after a while, they're gonna forget it. Yes, you're not gonna forget it, and you might be screaming at night every day because remember how embarrassing that was. But it's okay because you're gonna talk to other people about it. I was in this, and I talked to people, and we talked about this, and so on. It's a good story to tell after that. So this is how I overcame my fear, at least, which is, yes, this is the privilege of it, and this is the disadvantage of it. And whether this is going to affect others or is going to affect me and me only. So, what should I do next? Again, breaking out the fear helps a lot with the anxiety.
Like
And
breaking all the cycles.
that lead us to my next question. Sorry to interrupt,
No, no, it's
but
okay. No, no. You know.
let's leave further aside, okay,
I of
and go.
course I understand your like thing, but just to let you just to add your point, if the fear is a
Mhm.
cycle, you are breaking the cycle to be something else. That's why the butterfly had a shell. She breaks the shell to be sorry, the worm be having a shell to be a butterfly, a beautiful thing at the end. She's just breaking the cycle or making a new thing for
Yeah,
herself.
indeed. Indeed. The thing is, fear as a cycle, it never ends. You're always going to be in constant anxiety and constant fear because everything is considered a threat in the daily life. Okay, like the primitive life, the only fear that they have that they won't have food, or they would like encounter a beast that they're going to hunt them down or something like that. So they would have like minor fears. Today's fear is a lot bigger because we have developed something called anxiety, as I told you.
Yeah.
For example, you're almost afraid of everything. You feel threatened by everything. You feel threatened by people. You feel threatened by yourself. You feel threatened by not succeeding in something. You feel threatened by education. You feel threatened if the electricity goes out. You feel threatened if you didn't make enough money. You feel threatened if you made enough money. Everything is constantly putting you under pressure to feel like everything is crumbled down. So the cycle goes on and on and on. But you encounter that each day, little by little, bit by bit, till you reach a point that you're finally making it into a habit. It's something repetitive. So, for example, people keep going to work even though they don't like it. This is some sort of fear, by the way. They don't like the job because they fear that they are gonna meet a horrible boss or a horrible customer or someone that they don't like or some situation that will put their mood at a bad
Mm.
like the bad blow the whole day. So all of these are small fears, but we don't feel it because we broke the cycle. However, there are like the big fears that you stand um, in front of it for a long time, which is the fears that, a fear of a big decision. What if I buy a car and I couldn't um, pay the in settlements? This is going to be hard for me. What if I choose a house and this house was not suitable? What if I choose a partner and this partner is not suitable? And so on. It goes on and on. So this is the only fears that we actually notice because they happen once in a lifetime, unlike the others. So yeah, the cycle is being broken every day and is being created or regenerated every day. So you're not really getting out of the shell. You're just adapting to it. I would say that.
And in that case, the chill be getting bigger. So your fear getting bigger with it. So
Indeed. Yeah.
at the end, there is a monster behind every one of us right now. We'll never,
Indeed.
we will never like. We need to be friends with our monster to go
Yeah.
to go on. But what you said right now, like no, I will be afraid always. But again, depending on the person, and I believe you can be a friend with your monster. He's
Yes.
lurking in the shadow and looking at you right now, but he can come out as a little puppy, and you can
And
play
also,
together.
yeah, indeed. This actually, I was thinking about this to be honest. Like, what if the monster that we always have been afraid of is just a merely cat, but it
Yeah.
has a bad voice that we really don't know about? And this is literally what Dostoevsky says. Okay, so get ready for the next question because I didn't forget about
Oh,
you.
okay, let's go.
So
Okay, I
Dostoevsky says,
let's go.
conscience and torment. Man is tormented by a sin, but by conscience. So you're not usually tormented by your sin, but your conscience won't let it go. So my question to you: if your conscience disappeared tonight, specifically tonight, in this asylum, would you feel
Mm,
free or would you feel lost?
both at the same time.
Elaborate, please.
Elaborate. Okay. Now, the chains that are upon me, the responsibilities, everything will be breaks now. So, like, what will happen? Now I be free, but at the same time, I'm lost. What am
Mm-hmm.
I without this responsibility? What am I without all of this stuff around me? But at the same time, now I need to find a new purpose, a new goal, a new everything. But that's
Mm-hmm.
actually interesting now. Now I have so many possibilities, so many choices to choose. But again,
Yeah.
to figure out nowadays point, there is also, if you have so many choices, some people get frozen.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah, nowadays like you will
Um,
find, if you wanna get a bread, how many type of bread around? Oh, around 20. You need to choose at least
yeah.
three
So
from 20. That's
sometimes
a
the
lot.
limitation helps you actually to choose better. Although like a lot of options will make you feel puzzled, and
Yeah,
again, fear of choosing the wrong choice. So
and not
sometimes
only
the
that,
limitation.
yeah, not only that, because like every one of us want to have every other choice. Like as an example, I want to run in the right way, but at the same time, I want to come back to run in the left way because I didn't see the left way.
Oh
The
yeah,
curiosity, if every way I'm taking, is it right or wrong? Is it good? Maybe the other way was good. This conflict inside you will make you also froze in the same in the crossroad.
yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
So another question extended to that. I'm sorry.
let's go. No, 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 it's okay. I will have my time with you, so don't worry about it.
Let's see that. Let's see about that.
Yeah.
I I wrote many questions that I won't be I will be the audience for you. Like again, the asylum is witnessing you. You're not witnessing the asylum here.
I am
So
witnessing the
be ready.
asylum, of course. I need to question the asylum sometimes to figure out, is this a good one for me or not? You know, I have the choice to leave or run away in that case, or to continue.
And again, it's like a
Yeah.
maze, so you can't really run away because this is fear. You're trapped. You can't get out.
Uh,
Yeah, see? This is
okay.
why I chose this place, to be honest. Like,
The puzzle can always be solved. You just need time. I will have my
okay,
time. That's it.
you'll have your time. Let's ask me this question. Is conscious the voice of morality, or the fear being seen as what you truly are? So, do you really admit to the societal rules and norms and the societal habits, costumes, and so on? Because this is really you, again, with the identity, or because
Okay.
something is imposing that on you, like this fear of being seen, of who you truly are.
That's coming to one of my questions. Actually, that's a funny one. I have a question about this. In very simple one. What is normal? Because everyone have a, a definition of normal. And this is the funny thing about what you asked right now. Like, oh, in that case, if I am that way of normal, I can do this and this and this. And this. Or if I am this way of normal, I believe this is the right way for me. So to answer your question, actually, to a question, what is normal?
Okay, you tell me because I asked the question.
I a question to a question. What is normal? Like, okay, what is normal? The funny thing is, can't be a specific definition. It will be always a variable definition because my normal is different than yours. So I would say what I'm maybe pretty sure for now, what's normal is what every what in the our beautiful Quran book said you need to follow it to have the normal life you need. It's like a catalog. So
Okay.
if you follow it in the right way, it will be. But the funny thing about it, no, no one following it 100%. We are humans. We are having flaws. So
Yeah, of
everyone
course.
making their own definition of normal depending on what they do, what their environment around.
Okay, so okay. So for
Okay,
me
for you, tell
personally,
me about
what is normal is again, yes, it comes from the Quran and Sunnah, but at the same time, it comes from what's surrounding me. So, for example, what is normal for me for our conversation on a daily basis? Like if I meet Jax in the street, for example, in this
you.
case in an asylum, and we ask each other what is the normal. The thing is, the first thing that comes to mind, what are the boundaries? What are the limits that you're afraid to cut or to go through? And you know that the other person is not gonna tolerate that. And then I would ask myself, what are Jax's normal? What does he believe in? And then I believe that he believes in the Islamic religion and the Islamic customs and habits and how Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, dealt with his life. Okay, so these
Mm,
are his references, and after that, so what is his ethics imposing on him? And I'll be like, okay, the ethics inside of him telling him like to be as kind as possible, as cheerful as possible, because all of that came from the Quran and the Sunnah again. So the way I'm choosing to not cut or go through Jack's boundaries or to overstep it is that is that I'm going to treat him the way he would like to be treated. And that makes me question myself, because after all these analysis, or after analyzing Jax, okay,
Mm.
is that me actually talking to Jax, or the really fitted tailored personality that I made specifically for Jax
Or that.
to like? Okay. And this was the whole point of my question. Do you think sometimes that you're acting out of your identity based on the other person believes and how he thinks, or do you like deal the same to any other person, like you treat them all equally with the same personality and the same traits?
Okay, for me, depending on the situation, most of the time.
Okay.
As an example, me and you had this couple of conversations before about colors and stuff. I am a chameleon into your perspective. And that was like, okay, thank you. I didn't take it as offended, of course. But in that case,
Okay.
yeah, sometimes I need to be with red people as a red color to fit in,
Okay.
or sometimes if I saw that someone is black, I need to be white. I need to be the whole different of it to make the other person see that there's other colors. That's why I'm telling
Okay.
you it's different in so many situations, too many people, too many stuff. Like for you, I believe me and you have so many colors showing to each other in different situations.
Yeah, indeed.
And yeah, it's a nice journey, I believe. It's a really nice journey.
Yeah, I believe it was a hectic one. It was a hectic one.
Okay, I hope we will see after 5 years what will happen.
Yeah,
That's
indeed.
actually one. Okay, I have now like one question. What do you think? What will happen in in everything in your life, in let's say my life too, in the next 5 years? Wow,
5 years. That's a really long term to say.
that's
I
really
mean,
long term. Yeah,
yeah, in
that's
5 years, I became a professor. I'm doing a master's degree, so I wouldn't really say that everything is possible. Like literally, everything is possible. So, if I'm talking about me personally, I would like to finish my PhD in 5 years. I hope so, but this is really unrealistic. And it's like Hitler's dream of becoming an artist, I guess.
ah
So,
wow. World War III is coming.
yeah, give
uh,
me my degree. Give me my certificate. If you didn't, I'm going to create World War III, I believe.
that's
Yeah, I would
uh,
like to have a car of my own. I would like to have a house of my own, because I'm living in a rented place. And also, maybe I would like to create more friends just like you. Um, and like knowing each other uh well. I hope you're still there, to be honest, because I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years, but I hope that you're gonna still there, because really, you're a good person. You're a precious person to lose. So what will happen with you? I really don't know,
no.
since
That's why
I
like let's
feel
make
about
something
you.
happen. Yeah, yeah, make something out for me. Let's see what will
I don't know. I believe you're gonna get married soon. Like, I don't
happen.
know
Okay.
why, but you're gonna get married soon. Okay, and you're
Because,
gonna have a child of
oh,
your own.
so okay, I will be married and have a child. Interesting.
Yeah,
Do you think that I
yeah.
will be a good father in that case? You never know.
Oh yeah. You know what? From the encounters that we had together, I believe that you're going to be a good father. Yeah,
I hope I
because
can be
again,
a good father and a good husband,
oh
or
yeah, this is like
or a
a
medium husband. Sorry,
reference
sorry, a
here.
medium husband and medium father to be actually interesting.
I mean, you can,
Medium.
you know, what defines good and bad is not really you. It's the persons who are treating. So sometimes you
Okay.
might not need the best money. You might not have the best day ever, but still you can give your family the world. So with one word, with one gesture, with one movement, you can make their day. So I believe that you're gonna do that, since you're going to a length to help strangers online, or to help strangers on the street, or to help even people that you know personally. I believe that you're gonna do the same to people that you adore or love generously, like dearly to your heart. So that makes what makes you a good husband and a great father as well. This is the whole situation of it. Like, this is the whole thing that it takes.
It's really
Okay.
interesting. Actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you're not running away. You're not running away. Uh,
I am not
are
running
you?
away.
Okay, yeah, you're not running away. Let's
Let's
not
go.
change it for now. Let's stick
Okay,
to
you
this.
want to?
Yeah, let's stick to
Okay,
this
you will make me
topic.
ask really critical questions. I don't want. As I told you, I deleted the whole section just to not make it awkward.
Okay,
Okay,
no, let me just ask you. Let me just ask you this question.
okay,
So
go.
you said that you believe that I'm gonna be a good father and a good husband. It like I
I
know that it
hope.
requires
I said I hope. I
a
didn't. Yeah.
yeah you so it requires like a really great balance. So do you think yourself have the qualities or the traits to be a good father and a good husband, or are you gonna be afraid that sometimes you're gonna lose it, or you're not gonna be up to the challenge?
Okay. The funny thing is, I need to accept my flaws first, then go build on it. And I believe my partner need to do the same also. Because again, I'm a human. I make mistakes. The other partner make mistakes. It is all about that. So in
Yeah.
that case, if we establish that, oh, I'm a human, I make mistakes, you too make mistakes, so we can somehow forgive each other and stuff like that. But again, there is some situations the other partner is angry, I need to be calm. I am angry, the partner need to be calm, stuff like that. It's like, let's say it's a partnership in a sense somehow. You need to
Mm-hmm.
discover which good quality you have and which bad quality you have to tell the other partner. Like for me, in marriage and stuff, it's not about the good quality. It's about can you handle my bad quality first, and then take the bonus of good quality with me.
Valid. What do you think are your bad qualities then? Let's cheat out of you. What do you think
Please, out
your
of me. No, no. I will. I will keep this as a mystery for my partner to discover by itself.
Oh yeah, no,
Because the funny
no.
thing is, yeah, most of the time you are like, let's say, funny thing. I have this joke with someone I believe you know.
Mm-hmm.
Jobs, it's like partners or like out of nowhere you're getting divorced out of nowhere. No one knows why. That's
Mm-hmm.
somehow in jobs too. You're getting you're getting fired. You don't know why, and like it's what I'm in a relationship or what's happening? Why am I getting
It's
like?
like a deadline. Yeah, indeed.
And the funny thing,
We-
you're getting divorced or you're getting fired because of your attitude. They can't
yeah,
handle it or they can't not. That's it.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, you're right, because like us like women, we really like to give deadlines, and even you wouldn't know about. Like, I will give you like 2 months or 1 month in my head, and you wouldn't know about it. Okay,
Yeah,
either
that's
you
why I
fix
told you we
yourself and
can't
do
know
it.
that. Please give a
So
hint or
yeah,
two, please.
no, no,
Why?
why would I
Okay,
do that?
okay, I'm
Why?
just one word woman. That's what I can say.
Well, men.
Then,
Okay. Are you ready to leave Dusty's layer and go to
okay.
another thing?
Yeah, wow, we have this maze is really big. There is so many
Yeah,
layers.
this asylum has like a lot of people in here. We have Leonardo da Vinci. We have people who committed suicide because they really didn't understand their thoughts. They fear the thoughts. They're afraid. And we have someone who, like you said, befriended their monster and the demon lurking inside. And
Nietzsche.
his name is Nietzsche. What do you know about Nietzsche?
Wow, he's a great writer, I believe. What I have to
You underestimated that. Okay,
I
so
didn't think you will ask about Nietzsche out of nowhere. But
you
yeah,
don't.
he have some interesting books. I'd say some of them have a really weird ending. Some of them is really good. Actually, depending on
Yeah,
what do you like to read most of the time.
Indeed. So, one thing that Nietzsche said is that uh, when when you stare into the abyss stares back at you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it truly reflects. He believed that it truly reflects us honestly, and it does show what you have been avoiding your whole life. So, what are you avoiding your whole life?
What am I avoiding?
Yeah.
Oh, I have the best question to answer this question with another question, but the funny thing is, I need to ask
Stop.
it. I'm sorry, but like you are getting to my questions in a really funny way. That's why I like the sequence. So I will say this in my way. Well, my question for you was for you now. I will change it anyway. What's the difference
Mhm.
between responsibility and what you want? So some people, some people around us, like you as an example, let's say you have responsibilities. But the funny thing is,
Mhm.
your inner self, no, I just want to sit down, don't do anything. I just want to have my chill time alone every day
Yeah.
until the responsibility hit you and telling you no, you will never, you will never do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
So my fear or my thing is to be in this comfortable thing and forget about responsibility sometimes. It will be like, wow, I'm free. But at the same time, I have a deadline, and at the end, like if I didn't fulfill, it will be as a time bomb.
Yeah.
It's tick tocking on you, but you are just ignoring it. And I believe that's responsibility somehow. It's a time bomb beside you, TikTok, and you just ignore it for some time, and you need some time to take care of the bomb to make it prolonged for the next month until the next month.
Yeah. So for you, an escape is a misunderstanding. It's not an option. You just don't like to, leave a space for any mistakes.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, because again, depending on every situation in the life. Sometimes I sometimes forget that oh, there is a mistake I made here, but because I didn't see the bigger picture. Most of the time, if you are in the first person shooter, like you are just saying one perspective, you need to go for the fourth wall. See
Yeah.
everything. Actually, the same question for you: what's your biggest fear? What is lurking in the shadow, looking at you, and you don't look back?
I don't look back for a reason, you know? Okay. What am I avoiding? So, as I told you, as I told you, my biggest fear is that like living an identity that I didn't create for myself. It's all based on the social norms and people choosing for me. But what am I avoiding is, I believe, disappointment at this point because I don't really like seeing people disappointed, especially me. So one of the things that happened is that I've always liked to study, but studying some certain things, not all of it, more of the academic part when it comes to literature and so on. However, my parents wanted me to be a doctor, a professor to be more specific.
Okay.
So yeah, I've left it. I've left the Faculty of Arts. I wanted really to go in there and to study literature and so on, but they told me like, it's gonna be a little better if you became a professor at college. So I was like, you know what, why not? You have given me everything, so why wouldn't I do this small thing for you? And this small thing turned into a big sequence of actions that I have to take. So becoming a doctor, a professor, and then doing my master's degree, and then going into the PhD. So I'm going to pay like a 12 years from my own age for not making them feel disappointed. And
Okay.
looking at it is that, oh my God, why would I do this? Okay, yes, I understand that they have done a lot for me, and am I really doing this because I want to do it or because I really don't want to see them
Hmm.
disappointed? Or am I avoiding have a conflict or a confrontation with them? So yeah, I do tend to avoid people and conflicts with them, even though I might make a quarrel or a conflict with other people when they expect too much from another person. This person that I know personally,
But the
okay?
other people, like maybe just making a little like just spilled the coffee, but no, I need to fight now.
Indeed. Yeah,
Funny thing
indeed.
about
I'd go to a fight for you, but I wouldn't go for a fight for myself. You know what I mean? That happens a
yeah.
lot, and I don't understand why. But it just boils my blood, you know? So yeah, I'm avoiding this. I'm avoiding the disappointment on people's faces, even though they're hurting me directly. And I'm not saying that my parents are harassing me or anything like that. Yes, of course they did when they didn't give me my Barbie at fourth grade, and I don't really forget
Okay.
about that. But yes,
Wow, the trauma is building. Yeah. Wow.
yeah, I have to.
Uh, that's funny. You know, like you're a type of person. The conclusion of all of this, like you are like a volcano. You are building up, building up, building up, building up, whatever, until a little small thing happen, and now wow, you explode. That's the
Yeah,
funny thing
again,
actually.
it's all about, a deadline. I'm giving people around me a deadline, and all of them have to accordingly start to behave themselves, unless I'm going to explode.
What's
I
my deadline?
typically
Just to
don't
let me know. To leave before it, you know.
Your deadline is 10 minutes from now.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't ask my own question. Sorry, no.
Yeah, we
I
can't we
will
can't
exceed my
have a
deadline.
fight in front of people, so I'm gonna fight you alone.
Okay.
Yeah, let me ask you another question. So this is
Yes.
my
Hmm.
okay. So now we have new like being afraid from the terms of Freud, Nietzsche, and Dostoevsky, and then let's go to Leonardo da Vinci. So Leonardo feared his own thoughts.
Hmm.
What thoughts do you have? Do you think that it truly triggers you that you don't like having? You know, when you have like an intrusive thought that, you know what? Yeah, go jump from the window. Whee! Okay, I'm not talking about these thoughts, okay? I'm
I know.
talking
I know.
about really dark thoughts that you have that really triggers you. It makes you feel scared, disgusted sometimes, and etc. etc. What kind of thoughts do you have? Oh my god, he's a serial
Uh,
killer.
the funny
You
thing
have
is, I have so many answers. Okay, I will choose the list one of them right now because most of them. Let's say, die alone. It would be one of them, maybe.
okay.
How about you?
Like a thought that scares me deeply.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember. Okay, I do have like it's not an intrusive thought, but ChatGPT told me it's an intrusive thought, so I do trust ChatGPT blindly.
Wow. Okay. Okay. AI nowadays is knowing everything about you. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. So one of the things that happened that um I've heard that if you see something on the street, like some certain thing on the street, and you shouted at this thing 3 times,
Okay.
and then these things started to approach, you're going to be like deadly killed or killed deadly. There's no other option.
Okay.
There's no third option in this. So when I asked about like ChatGPT, whether if I want to call this thing, okay, and I really dying to call this thing, do you think this is curiosity or intrusive thought? And he said, you need mental help, okay, like a therapist or something, but okay, we're gonna ignore that. He said that sometimes curiosity inside of the human mind jumps to a lot of thoughts at the same time, even the slightest inconvenient and ridiculous thing can be intriguing. So, for example, if you've seen a little bit of cut on your hand, if you've seen blood somewhere, you would be fantasizing about killing a certain person or doing a certain thing, like when you see someone who's smoking, you would like to smoke too. You would like to know what is going on in there. Why is it tasty for them? Are really they addicted because they can't stop, or they don't want to stop? So this is the thoughts that scares me. That I want to try something just
Interesting.
for the sake of curiosity, not for any other thing.
Yeah, but that's leading to the question is what's your unconscious telling you to do while you are awake? That's like a really good question to ask you right now.
Yeah, so let's hope we don't sleepwalk.
Yeah, but like your unconscious somehow sometimes controlling what kind of thoughts you're thinking, what kind of memories will come back to you, what kind of stuff you want to do.
Yes,
Out of
only
nowhere, you are craving something, but not because of anything you want currently, but because of like, oh, your unconscious. Like I remember this memory from a long time ago, but maybe you don't remember. I want you to have this doll as an example.
only
Let's
when
say
you
the
keep
Barbie doll you want. Like, yeah, I want it right now.
yeah, only when you keep it trapped. Okay, so I just learned again, befriending your monster is quite a game, as you said, and I like playing
Mm,
it a lot. So when you're thinking about doing something out of curiosity, first I would shut up my mind through other people's experiences. So I would ask other persons all type of questions, even if they're like personal questions that they can't answer. But I like really making them uncomfortable and asking it all. So it's not really to be curious about them, but just to know what are the consequences that I'm getting myself into if I did this certain action. So, for example, let's take doing drugs, okay? I
mm.
would just, search online or find an articles about what taking drugs or doing drugs do to your body system and to your mental health and so on. And you're going to be surprised that's actually leading to depression and you can't function on a daily basis without it. So, addiction is literally addiction. You can't get rid of it because you want to. You both can't and won't get rid of it. Second thing is your body now is all shattered, and also your mental health is also shattered because it played with your hormones and so on. And the thing is, a lot of people die. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of after death. This is actually a question that I was going to ask you in a couple of minutes. Do you have
Okay.
time? Okay,
I
so
by the way, we can extend it. It's whatever time we have. I
it's
have
okay.
time for you. Special. Let's go.
And I'm not really afraid of death. I'm afraid of what's after death. Okay. So when they say like it's gonna lead you to your death or something, I'm not really afraid of what's coming, of the probable cause that is going to make me die. But what is going to happen after death? Because I believe in resurrection after death, like the afterlife. So uh I'll be like, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's not die today. At least when I'm in good terms with everything around me, like my family, friend, and of course, above all that, my God, like the relationship with God is okay. Yeah, let's die then. Okay. So
The funny thing is,
yeah,
you will never know. Like all of
exactly.
us, yeah, all of us, like having this built-in fear from death. It's built in anyway. But now, after this, also you'll be so much fear. You don't know what happened. What will happen to you? What's Judgment Day like? What's happened in Judgment Day? Everything. It's constant fear.
It's
But
not
what we
no.
believe in will make it go easier throughout the time. Will make it,
Indeed.
oh,
This
yeah,
is
I am
actually
somehow
to
good.
ask.
Mm.
Do you think how much fear is required to behave well in order to do good in the afterlife?
Wow, that's really interesting one, but it's really not count. You can't measure it actually,
Yeah.
because my fear is different than yours. So if I said as an example, I will make. I believe you know Winston Churchill, right?
Yeah.
He had a depression, as he said, but he made his depression as a black dog following him. Sometimes when he in a good mood, the dog is small and little puppy following him. When he is in a really bad day and everything, the dog is taking the whole space of his room.
Hmm.
So that's making him constantly like having this. Oh, I'm afraid. Maybe today it will be big. Maybe today it will be small. Let's
Yeah.
put it in a different scale. Is you're conscious. You're making mistakes now. Whatever you did, maybe you are, let's say, stealing. Now
Yeah.
you are making a big sin. You know that that's a sin, and your conscious is as a really a big dog and running after you, telling you what you did is wrong, what you did is wrong, and the fear amount of it will making you to come back to return the money, whatever you stole.
Okay.
So it
So
actually depending on every situation and every scale. Yeah. Good question.
okay. So like let's ask another question.
Go for
What
it.
are you afraid of losing that you've never admitted you wanted once?
My beliefs, yeah.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Okay, what makes you you, Chris, is your beliefs. And of course the environment and everything. But what makes you you as right now, your childhood beliefs. Oh yeah, I will
Mm-hmm.
never lie because I know if I lie, I will lose a friend. Oh, I will never
Mm-hmm.
lie because if I lie, I know I will be beaten. There's so many things we can add to the lie thing. And in so many situations, you can say, no, oh, my belief right now, it will be changed because of the circumstances, the environment, and stuff. But there is core beliefs you have, and I believe you already know what it is. It will
Mm-hmm.
never change because it's something that if changed, you know that you will never be the same Chris anymore.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah, let's
something
hope
that you
your
never had.
pillars
Like, you
will be
admitted
strong.
something that you admitted you never wanted. So I don't assume that
Mm.
you admitted that you never wanted your beliefs, right?
Say it again, sorry.
Again, you've never admitted. I don't think that you've never said or never thought to yourself like, I admit that I didn't want my beliefs once, right?
For to myself, I did, of course, but to you, not not to anyone. No. Yeah, exclusive. Let's say it this way.
Yeah, exclusive. Okay, I'm getting confessions out of you, and I'm glad that I did. Let's
Yeah, it
end
will
it
only
here.
happen in Colloquy. The funny thing about it, yeah.
Let's
I,
end it today because I have set my traps. I don't want to fall into one of them. Okay, so yeah, again, we are threatened less by what we desire than by the consequences of admitting it. It's also a Sigmund Freud phrase,
mm,
and as for Theodore, he said, "The greatest happiness to know the source of unhappiness." So,
that's interesting.
what? Okay, so let's ask you this question in another form. You've
Mhm.
said that I've never admitted to you or to any other person that there are some certain beliefs that I didn't ask for and I didn't want it, but I deal with because it is something that makes me feel satisfied about myself. Is that what you're saying? Or it is like, no, it's not like that.
Oh, no, it's different because now this belief is like a chain. It will
Mm-hmm.
make you go free or go to be in prison. Whatever you are using it for the right way. As an
Yeah.
example, some people around us having this principle, oh, I will never lie. I will try to never lie. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, sometimes you have to lie, or maybe you forget, so you lied without you noticing, whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put this as something, it will be make you a road full of white roses around you, everything is beautiful until you lie. Now out of nowhere the roses, the white roses will be black. And
Mm-hmm.
like you feel like everything is dark, wow, gloomy, and like why? So to make all of this again, oh, some people will say like, yeah, I will just ask God to forgive me, or I will just repent by saying that I was lying at the time to the person, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There is so many ways.
Okay, so do
Ac-
you think
Yeah, actually,
fear?
same question for you. No, no, wait. The same question for you.
Okay.
Answer your own question somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. So something that I wanted that I never admitted that I wanted once. Oh my god. I
Wow,
mean,
you putting yourself in a dilemma.
yeah, never. Like, I mean, never, never. To be honest, I like at the yes, people might impose something on me that I don't like or I don't want to,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never left anything out that I wanted and didn't do. So, for example, I have been like straightforward my whole life. Straight A student, going from school to home, going from home to school. Okay, same thing at college, same thing when I had my job. Okay, so I didn't really think that there is something that I really need to fulfill or that I wanted that I hadn't done before because it's
And
all minor. You know, it's all minor. It's nothing big if
yeah,
you
but like
exclude
the
killing
small
part of.
stuff building up the big thing at the end. You know that. Like as an example, that's actually a question now I need to ask to you. Do you believe judging others or judging you yourself will make a difference?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, if you judging others and out of nowhere someone judged you, will you accept the judge, or
Yeah,
no, I only judge and I will not be judged?
no, because hear me out. At the end of the day, we're human. We all make mistakes, okay? There's nobody is perfect. And you might see the situation or the whole topic from different angles,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't see it from mine, okay? And people tend to be emotionally devastated when they are in the situation, so they don't think through or straight. That's why they need other persons to give them advice, okay? But it depends on how you're going to give me this piece of advice. So if you're going to attack me and telling me this advice or judge me in front of multiple people, this is going to be like exposing me. And here where I draw the line. Because you don't expose me. If you were like a true friend or someone who really cared about me as a stranger, you wouldn't expose me to all people to see that look at her shame, look at her sin, look at her dark spots, look at her black flower in a field full of roses. You wouldn't do that. You really care. You would go to me in private and say like, you this happened, or you believe in this, or this certain situation needs you to or requires you to do some certain action, and that's it. We'll go on with our days. But if you're going to expose me, of course, I'm not going to say that you're right. I'm going to fight back. And my fight back is going to be ugly, even though it's against my beliefs, I say.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
so.
funny thing, I will put you in a situation right now.
Mhm,
You are whatever you said right now. It's giving me this. Let's see this scene. You are sitting in front of someone, and it each of you having holding a gun to
mhm.
each other's face, and like, okay, I will judge, and he will judge, and whatever who crumble first will die. That situation will make you like, oh, what do you want? First of all, what will make you feel, and would you? How do you feel about judging others?
It depends. Have I talked to this person before? Have we actually lifted guns to each other before or not? What are the intentions of this certain person? Do I know about them or I don't know about them? Okay, what kind of situation are we put in? Are we talking about a whole life, like a long term situation, or are we talking about short term situation? Because if it's a short term situation, fine, yes, I'm gonna die. I wanna die anyway, you know?
Oh,
But when it comes to a long term situation and I'm gonna be tormented for a whole lifetime, I wouldn't die that easily, okay? I'm gonna make your life a miserable hell. You know what I mean?
I
That
get
you,
what you
I'm
mean, but
not
what
going,
if
I'm not going down without you with me. This is how I'm gonna
yeah,
do
I have the best quote from if I'm going down, I will take everyone with me.
it.
The
So,
funny thing about it, the funny thing.
and this is actually was my next question to you. At what point does self knowledge stop being wisdom and becoming a punishment, a self destruction?
Oh yeah, when you don't follow it back.
What do you
As an
mean?
example, you are advising everyone to do a certain thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But for your case, you can't do it. Let's say this way: you are a person, you were athletic one day, Chris, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
then whatever happened, life, whatever you, or let's put this in me, I gain weight and I can't run anymore. Whatever happens. Now I'm advising everyone to run while I can't even run. This will
Mm-hmm.
put a punishment upon me every time I advise people. Now it will be like a destructive thing to make me go up and run, or no, I will just be stand still and I will advise everyone else. But again, the advice is advice, whatever it is. It's just about the receiver. The receiver will take it as an advice or as a judgment.
Yeah.
That's the way you are perceiving the advice and the way you are giving the advice also. It's so important somehow. So if you're giving a really good advice, but in a really bad way, no one will do it. No one.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, that's why we're coming again to you actually. So let's imagine this. I know you like to defend others and stuff like that upon yourself, but now I will put this situation upon me to not backstab anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
If whatever situation happened and you protected me, and in the end I am a snake,
Do you blame
and
me
yeah,
or
I played around the situation and I put everything on you without you
okay.
notice. But the funny
Mm.
thing is, you are the one who protected me first, and whatever, I'm a snake, so I put every blame on you later on.
Okay.
How would you feel and how would you react? upon that?
How would I feel and how would I react upon that? So basically, I'm not gonna tell you that you're a snake, okay? You already know that. So needed to tell
But
you
now you
that.
know. The funny thing is, now you know a new information.
Yeah, so this is a new information. Would that change me somehow? No, it wouldn't change. So I've heard a really good quote saying that if the other person really didn't like you or did something to offend you or just backstabbed you somehow, you don't just go around and prove him right through quarreling with
Mhm.
them or fighting with them. You should actually show him what he's missing. So you should show him that he's missing your kindness, he's missing your protectiveness and being proactive over him, you being a kind person toward him. So you just do nothing. It's, the best revenge ever is just to do nothing, just to set him aside, to make him believe that he lost a certain rule and he would never gonna be able to go back again. So yeah, I wouldn't really do anything. I wouldn't fight with you or said that like you're a snake, you're stab me in my back, or I would just go around saying something like that. I would just ignore it, and over time you'll know that you've lost the precious
Of
jewel.
the
because
confrontation thing, you don't somehow you don't have a confrontation thing, except of course with your, let's say, valuable people. You will have a confrontation to them because again, you need them to change for you or whatever happens. But for you, no. If I don't know him enough, or I don't care anyway, I will just leave and that's it. The funny thing is, your answer is really good. I will not say no. Now let's go a little bit back, Chris, to the kid Chris. What's something you regret you didn't do back in the day? Ah,
what do you
let's see. Still have a child trauma or not?
my Barbie?
Yeah,
No, something that
regret you
I
didn't do
regret
back in the day. Yeah,
back in the day. Exerting more effort. Yes,
exert
I'm
more
damaged.
effort.
Yes, I'm damaged. I know. It's like you're doing a lot, and then you're gonna do a lot more than a lot that you did in the past. Yes, I would like to exert more effort because I know that my potential are much higher than where am I today. But I was
Okay.
lazy. Didn't really lie. I was lazy. I was unguided. I was exerting effort in the wrong direction. I did like a lot of things in the wrong direction. So right now, I would like to not repeat the old Kris, although I really don't blame her because this was the best situation or the best outcome that she can come up with her brain
Okay.
at that time and with her capabilities at that time. So I don't really blame her. But at the same time, if I go back in time, let's put it that way, if I go back in time, I would like to exert more effort and in the right direction instead of just going in multiple places,
So,
go down after that.
what kind of
What about
realization
you?
you under? I will tell you. But like, what kind of realization you had to make you like wake up from whatever happened?
Whatever happened, life.
Life
Life.
hit you. Wow.
It was like truck con in animes. It was my truck con. It hit
Wow.
me. Yeah, non mercilessly. It flattened me to the floor and then picked me up again and then flattened me again to the floor. So I was
Wow.
protected when
Back
I
and
was a
forth.
child. Yeah, I did. So I was overprotected when I was a child. My parents really didn't make me do anything. So I would say I had a lack of or a sense of responsibility. I wouldn't say responsibility because I felt responsible towards my parents my whole life. But I didn't fear that there is something that I didn't attend or I didn't accomplish because I knew that my parents are going to do it for me. For example, if I want to go to school, they're going to do it for me. If I want to if I want to buy a certain thing, I just ask it for my dad and he's going to buy it for me. So it happened this way. After a while, when I hit college, like the college age, I the realization and reality hit me that my parents are not going to be with me in the sections or the lectures, and actually people are bad and they're going to talk to you in a bad way, and you're not going to be able to talk back. You know why? Because hierarchy. Welcome to Egypt, you know?
Your
This is
own
your
life. Have
doctor.
fun with
You should respect them. This is your
yes, you.
doctor. You should respect them. Hierarchy. The
Yeah.
hierarchical system in Egypt is bad. It's really going through roots. We need a radical transformation, but we're really not going to do it anytime soon. And we're not going to talk about politics now. So,
Okay.
montage.
Actually, now let's go for if you have a letter, you can give it to your old self 10 years ago, but you have to write one sentence.
One sentence.
What would it be? What will it be?
What will it be? Hmm. Okay, so there's this certain quote that
Mm,
I would like to write to my previous one. It's actually she's actually a writer, like Brianna Wist,
okay.
and she's saying about self-sabotage through fear. So people tend to sabotage themselves when they deeply believe about something in them. For example, you're afraid to talk because you think that you're not enough intelligent, or you're afraid to go out because you feel like you're unattractive, and so on. So I would just write the name of this book. I would like her to read that, to read what self sabotage can become, or where it comes from. But I'm not sure whether she's going to understand what is in the book on the route. But I would like her to try to read it. And I believe it's not going to be out because it was like 2020, 2022. So it's not in the
She
long.
can she can make her
It's not.
own way.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. This is my turn now.
It's your turn now. I don't think so. Now I have still a lot big of list. So
I don't care.
actually,
Please
to go back,
stay alive.
no, no, no. I will give you the fire just after. I believe after this thingy a little bit. What's your favorite book, and what essential book that changed you so much? Tell us the name, of course. Make everyone, if everyone want to read it later on.
Okay, my favorite book, like a favorite book would, because literally that could vary from a lot of things. It could be a
Okay.
philosophical book or
Yeah, yeah.
a.
In every category, tell us what's your favorite book in every category. Let's say this.
That's gonna take a while, but
I
okay.
don't mind. We have all time.
Okay, if we're going to talk about psychological books, I would say Crime and Punishment, of course, comes to the first. As
Okay, yeah.
comes to the stand, because literally it talks about human being and how do think about themselves, and what does it mean to have a mental illness and not treated or untreated. If we're going
In a
to
novel
talk
way.
about.
It was a really creative, in a novel way saying this was really good.
Yeah, indeed,
Yeah.
literally, and to think that this was in the 1800s, when they literally had no knowledge at all. It's amazing. It's amazing that it can keep up till now, till this day, and people still be fascinated by it. If
Mm,
we're going to talk about like psychology books, I would say Surrender by Idiots or The Idiot Brain, I guess, because it talks about how people can develop outside of their capabilities or range without feeling
okay.
that they're hindering themselves back or the potential back. If we're going to talk about horror and science fic, I guess. So it's going to be any book for Ahmed Khalid Tawfiq. It's an Egyptian writer, and he died in 2017. Um, what else? Like this, all the whole categories that I know. Of course, two comes first, and then Ahmed Khalid Tawfiq after that, and then who else? Kafka, Kafka, Kafka.
Which book in yeah, yeah, which book in because he have a lot.
I mean, Metamorphosis is amazing.
It's
It's just
amazing. Yeah.
amazing.
The beginning itself is like, wow. I wake
Yeah,
up
I'm shocked. As a
wow.
cockroach.
As a
Good
cook.
night. And also, like, you know what is really similar to it is one book of Dostoevsky's is the Notes from Underground. So it talks about anxiety, how people perceive themselves as a higher being or a higher entity other than other entities. For example, like some sort of guy thought himself as a better person just
Mm.
because he had more knowledge than the others, or he thought that he's better than others and he deserved more because he had education or because he's who was super smart and so on. I guess this is dilemmas that I like to read about.
Interesting. Actually, now, if you could choose to be one of your favorite books to live inside it, which one would you want to be inside and to see it from the first perspective, everything inside?
A favorite book. I would be killed in any of them.
Of course, but
Like
like at least you will
they're
live
fun.
that.
I would say something
By the way,
magical.
you can choose a romantic book if you don't want to be killed.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. But the romantic book I'm going to talk about is literally like they ended up in a bad position. So no, I wouldn't really want to. If
Okay.
I were if I were a building in that book, I would go. But if I was like the main character, no, I would never. Like
Okay,
I
you
would
can
never
choose whatever character you want, and just tell us the book. What's the name of the book that you really want to live inside one day, if that happens?
to live inside one day. Um, so I would choose two books because literally I like these two
Okay.
books and I'm going to go in there. Although they're not the most theoretical book and they don't really have a meaning to them. And one of them is depressing, while the other is a good book, of course. But I would like to I would like to live in Daddy Long Legs, and um White Knights, yeah, White Knights, definitely. But in
Which
Daddy Long Legs, I would like to be Judy Abbott, okay? But
okay, now I know why.
yeah,
Okay.
in White Knights, I wouldn't really like to be the main character, especially Dreamer or the one he loved. But I would like to be
Okay.
a building because he was speaking about buildings, like old friends,
In a really
in a
fancy
romantic
way.
way. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. I would like to be a building, especially the yellow one that he felt so sorry about.
Yeah, he has this quote in White Nights. He said, "I know everyone in my city, but no one knows me."
But no one knows
That's
me. Yeah.
no one knows me.
Yeah, it
This
sounds familiar, don't you think?
that's why I don't know. Maybe yeah.
Aren't you afraid that nobody's going to know you one day? I mean, I know that you want to be a memory, but aren't you afraid that nobody's going to know you for who you really are?
I believe everyone can know me. Just give time for it. But again, the funny thing about this life around us, everything is like speedy. Oh, I need to go there. I need to do this. I need to be successful. I need to be having that much money. And because of this speedy lifestyle, people also like to have the speedy relationships with people.
Yeah,
The funny
indeed.
thing is, yeah, if you want to be speedy with money, you can be. But in relationships, if you are just hit and run, I
Yeah,
don't think you'll ever have a really meaningful relationship with anyone.
you have to take it slowly, indeed. Let me tell you
So,
something. One of the
mm,
books that I actually find interesting. It's called Midnight Library. So basically, it talks about a girl who wanted to be a champion in swimming. So
okay.
she was like, she took out her life. She committed suicide because of some certain circumstances. Her dad died. Her mother died of cancer. Her brother is not talking to her due to a fight. She's living a miserable life. She doesn't have money. And then she commits suicide, but still she's not dead yet. She finds herself in a place. This place is a weird place. It's a library full of book, and
Mm,
all these are her variants in different worlds and different places. Okay, so she asks the library keeper, which one should I choose? And she says, like, you know what, choose anyone that you want, any book that you want. So she chooses a random book, and in this book her father is still alive, her mother didn't die from cancer, and her brother is still talking with her. But the thing is, she didn't like it because, yes, and she was like a swimming champion and so on. but she found out that she's not happy because she now have asthma from all the swimming. Her brother is going through some financial debt, and her father is actually cheating on her mother with somebody else. Her mother is
Mm.
hit with depression. So she was like, I thought that if I was successful swimming, I would feel a lot better, or um, I would feel happy, you know. But she found out no, this is not the case. So she chose another book. She came back in time and she chose another book. In this book, she married the man she loves. So when she married him, she found herself miserable. So she tried multiple books. And in each one of them, she's still miserable and depressed. She didn't like it. Because literally, all of these are options that she should have taken or she could have taken, but it didn't work out at the end. And then she chose the last book, and it was a successful one that she loved the life she had in that book. She was doing her master's degree, she had a daughter, she's married to a surgeon. Everything was going according to the plan. However, she also felt miserable because she felt inferior to herself. This is not me. I didn't achieve all of that. It was another variant, and I took her place. I let her die so that I can live. So she also hated that book, and then the library all came down. Of course, I won't tell you the plot at the end, so you can read
Oh,
it.
she come
But
back to time. I believe she come back to time, and now she have to choose which variant she will be. But again,
no, not
okay,
really. She
really
started to,
no.
yeah, she started to accept herself. That's all. It's like, you know what? You
Well,
shouldn't be like a swimming champion. Your mother died. It's okay. Your father is not around anymore. It's okay. Your brother is not talking to you. Why not talking to him first? You're married to a surgeon, of course. How about you find your love of your life by yourself and do it? It's like you don't need other people to save you, or you don't need a certain thing or a certain talent to save you. It's all about you. It's all about your choices. How are you going to perceive things around you? And this is actually it comes back to a good concept in philosophy. It's called stoicism, which is basically, again, the universe is going to pull things at you, bad situations, bad memories, bad people, and so on, but you have to just ignore them and look at the full part of a glass, not the empty part.
mm,
And although it's sad and it's a bad concept because a lot of people says that it degrades them from their emotions. So your emotions are not yours. Being happy is not yours. Being feared is not yours. Being afraid is not yours, and so on. But at the same time, I feel like it's an interesting concept to feel to live with. So let me ask you a question: are you willing to degrade yourself from any emotion that you have, happiness, sadness, fear, anger, anything that you have in order to live a peaceful life, to live basically without emotions?
sometime we do
But you
because
won't take it.
mhm,
You won't take it all the time.
again, depending on so many situations, you need to be tough as a rock. Sometimes you need to be swiftness as water. Like depending on the situation, actually, can you change yourself depending on the situation? Actually, Chris?
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. This is how I survive, to be honest.
That's how we
Yeah,
survive.
yeah. It's like
Actually,
adapting. Adapt. If
yeah,
you don't, you're gonna die. You know, or it's not gonna die. I'm not gonna be dramatic enough, but you know, you're not gonna survive like the way you want to survive. You're gonna lose a
interesting.
lot.
You know, just to add to your beautiful book, your book is remind me of this movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a winning Oscar movie. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
this movie speaking as the same thing somehow about your book, and I recommend you to watch it later on. Maybe you
I'll
can
do.
make a movie night of it. Yeah, it will be nice.
Will do. Will do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
So
how does the books changed you? Like, let's say the first book that you read. I don't really know. Maybe I can ask you this question also. What's the first book did you read? And how is the first book that you read made you to read the next one? The next one. How does the books changed you in so many ways?
My relationship with books started way earlier than anybody would have imagined. I started at 6 years old, and they
Mm.
weren't like big books today. They were the books that I read were all from the library of our school, and it was all talking about science, math, what is going, and so on. But I like the concept that reading pastime, and at the same time, it made me go up on my toes to know what's next. Okay, so about science, I learned that the plant do some certain thing in order to survive, and then I wanted to do no more and more about this specific plant. So I would go back to the library one time, two times, three times,
Mm.
until I picked up a damaged book. Unfortunately, I hate this. This one of my traumas, by the way. I picked up a damaged book and
Mm.
I've read it, so I damaged it further. And I was
Oh.
banned from the library for a whole week. And here all the characters shifted because I knew that I couldn't survive all these days or all this week without a book at least to be my friend. So I was begging the library keeper at this point, like, please let me in. I won't do it again. I promise I didn't do it. And she was like, no, you damaged the book. And somehow she knew me. And somehow she knew which times I'm coming into her library and which books I read. This is sad, because yes, maybe she thought like, okay, she reads a lot, so I know her personally, but at the same time, it was a disadvantage because I couldn't sneak around her and get a book. Okay.
That's
After
yeah.
that, after that, I from like 6 years developing into like 12 years. I wouldn't really say that the books I've read in this particular period helped me a lot, but I would say from 12 years old I started to read more and more. Here, when I was introduced to psychology, it was more specifically dreams about teenagers and what does it mean in their unconscious, like their consciousness and unconscious, how it works, what is it trying to tell us, and so on. So one of interesting facts of this book I remember till now, that if you keep dreaming of running away of a certain monster in your dreams, and then you really don't find out where this monster's come from, just try to check whether there's a task that you're delaying or whether there's something that you're trying to avoid for a while now, and your mind is constantly nagging you to remember it. So just look for what are you forgetting, and then you'll stop having this dream. And then
Oh.
I started to intensify as I became into elementary, and then yeah, the elementary school, middle school. I started to read like at least 50 a year, and they were all like all kind of books, novels, horror books, psychology, human development, everything about economics. Even I don't know why I was interested in economics when I was 15, of course, but it's okay. I was a weak child my whole life, and and then it was like one the first book that I purchased out of my pocket was when I was like 15 years old. It was for Alan and Barbara Bies. It's called The Body Language. And you know what happens to people when they read the body language? If you're feeling cold, they're gonna assume that you're lying.
Yeah.
If you're touching your ear, they're gonna assume that you're lying. And it
You
was these
know.
kind of people. I'm sorry, but I had this moment, like a period in my life. You're lying because you're scratching your nose. So
Yeah.
it's degrees outside.
You
I don't have to do it, okay? But you're lying.
I
So,
actually read. I don't know if me and you read the same book or not, but I read something about body language and stuff. And because of I don't know why I read it, and okay, I will do exact same thing, but in reverse. Okay, scratching my nose. Okay, no, I will scratch my chin to make it what why he's scratching his chin while maybe he's lying or not. It's like it's more weirder than anything else. Like someone no one wrote about this, or do something in really reverse, or do the same thing as I'm saying the truth as an example.
let me
It
tell you
will be
something.
So
This
fond
was
of.
actually like one of the craps or the BS that we have read, because
Yeah.
afterwards and that people when they tend to lie, they don't touch the nose way many times. They're actually concentrating and focusing so much on the lies that they're smiling on your face, they're looking directly into your eyes, they're observing your muscles and your face in order to perfect the lies. So it's
Yeah.
not really about scratching the nose or touching the ear or even flipping the hair, you know? It's all
Yeah.
about how you observe your face. Of course, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong as well. But I was like intrigued by it. My brother lost my book, the first book I ever purchased with my
Wow.
own money. He took it to the military, like the Mended military service. He was like, you know what, I
Okay.
need a book to read. And there it's banned to read books. I think they like them uneducated, but however, so they took it, they banned it, and he was like, you know, they took it from me. I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, it's £36. And he said, what? And I said, £36, pay it up. I
Yeah,
don't
but
care what. I don't
we can
care.
go for supplements if you want, you know.
Yeah, it's mine. It's mine. This is my allowance. And then I
Nice.
started to form a direct relationship with books. At from 18 till like 20s. Here I was introduced to the global literature for the first time and people who I can actually write other than Abdul Hamid in Art Zikola. Okay, Zikola's Land, because this book is really popular and I have like a lot of notices on it. Like it has a lot of notes
Everyone
and
have a
I
note.
think,
Oh, don't worry.
yeah, it's really bad book. Like, let me tell you, it's really bad. Yes, the concept is amazing, but it's really bad book. When it comes to the structure, how they speak, the whole idea of it, and what makes it even worse that he left the MC to go to another girl she didn't really like. So he lived with her for a whole year and then he left her, dumped her to the side, even though she's going to die because of him. And then he go back to his lover and he marries her. He's a toxic person, for God's
The
sake.
funny thing is, I don't know why you are like. Again, there is some books as like. Let's say this book is a medium tier, and there is a high tier books. You are comparing high tier books to this medium tier book. I don't think that's right at
Because
all.
people tend to do that. I hate it. I remember this one situation with someone. I was talking to them and it was like, what's your favorite book? And it was like, Crime and Punishment for Dostoevsky. What's yours? And he was like, Art Zikola for Abdul Hamid. Amr Abdul Hamid. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It's okay. I don't judge. I do judge when it
You
comes
judge
to
it
books,
right.
but I don't.
You judge it right. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm judging internally, but I'm not saying it out
Yeah.
loud so that it would be mean, but I'm judging, okay? So he was like, you know what? I've read that book and your book, and it's not interesting. Actually, I lost track of it at the first few pages, so I dropped it down. And I was like, what did you say?
Do you think actually now
Okay,
let's
loving Art Cola is a thing, but you know, emulating my own writer and my favorite book is another thing. So I started to
uh,
give him each single hole in his book and the plot. So he hated the book. I feel miserable and I feel sad because I was mean back in the day. But you shouldn't have done Crime and Punishment this dirty. You didn't want to be done dirty, you know?
by the way, you still mean, but we'll never say this. We don't judge.
Yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
Actually, that's coming to you was a really interesting question. Is first impressions really matter to you?
No, not really. Because my first impression with people are awful.
Let
They're
me
awful.
say this one. Let's give it.
They're awful. Like literally, they're awful. Like I haven't seen somebody like they're meeting me the first time and then the second time they were like, you're a nice person. Actually, I really didn't like you at first, and it was like, why? And this is like not just happening to any other person, but I remember at college I met this person. She was with me in high school, and then we only became friends in college, even after college, to be honest. And she was like, I always thought that you're like an extroverted person and a loud person, and I didn't like that. I didn't really like it, but after talking to you, you're funny. I can relate to you, and you're actually so introverted. You just like to laugh off in order to make your anxiety go away, or to just flattens the whole situation to make it light up, to break the ice. But again, you're not like that, because I tend to be the loud person in a room to introduce people to each other, and then I'll just go and take a side. I'll just listen after that. I don't care. As long as I broke the ice between them, it's okay. If I was gonna be the clown or something like that. So I was like, no, I'm not like this. You're actually pretty much said everything, yeah. So again, people
Wow,
tend
nice.
to see me loud. People tend to see me like talking a lot. People tend to see me fighting. But after a while, they're not hearing from me. So they'll be like surprised what's going on, what's happening. And
Yeah,
I'd
the
be
funny thing
like,
is, no
no,
one, no one knows that you are actually a calm person. No one knows this.
indeed, this is like my personality in real life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I know this after
Hello.
too many times, but like I know it eventually that yeah, actually a calm person.
Indeed.
She doesn't like conflict. She sometimes like to make it to to put a little bit of drama or the tea or
Yeah,
whatever, but like
sake of argument.
yeah, just for the sake of arguing. But actually, she just like want to listen. That's it. We are
Yeah,
in the
indeed.
corner and listen to us.
People will be surprised, even my own parents. Like, you don't like drama? You don't like conflict?
What?
You raised me, guys. What are you talking about?
uh,
That happens a lot. Yeah,
that's actually
indeed.
coming to a really great question, and I hope you will ready for it.
Hmm.
What is what? What's the difference between kindness and niceness?
Okay. It is obvious, and you know the difference.
Of course, but there is a twist. You know that I will never. I just ask an easy question and then I add a twist later on. So
Okay, I really hate when you do that. Please don't do that. You're not
I
nice.
already did. So yeah, already did. Go for it.
Okay, so the difference between kindness and niceness is about you trying to be liked, okay? You're being nice to
Mm,
another person in order to them, you know, without a without a genuine feeling, you know. So when you're smiling, you're just smiling to be preserved as a nice person, okay? But kindness is that you are trying to care, even though people like want to prove that, or even though people will like question you, but you're genuine about it. So kindness can be a gesture of advising. Kindness can be a gesture of aggression. Can be a word that you said to make another person stop what they're doing. But niceness is like being passive, not saying anything, just smiling, just saying something nice to make the other person comfortable, and so on. Yeah, so this is the
can you
difference.
give an
Why?
example?
Why?
Okay, I have an example coming to my head. So like after you say your example, I will say my example. Don't worry.
Okay, so for example, if someone was like we were trying, oh, okay, let's say that you are going into a on a stage, any place, like we in the situation we are like now, and
Okay.
we are like you told me your introduction, you told me everything about you, and so on. If I was nice, I'd be like, yeah, that's good, yeah, you're doing great, go get him, and so on. But if I was kind
Mhm.
enough, I will actually
Mm.
revise that with you a word by a word. So why instead of saying this, you said that? Why not use this instead? I will start to criticize you in order to get the best out of you. So this is the difference between niceness and kindness. Niceness is to make other people comfortable, even though this is really not going to benefit them. It only benefits you. But when it comes to kindness, you're benefiting them, even though that makes them uncomfortable.
And
Yeah, so this is my example.
I will say my example right now. It's the same way actually. Imagine this: you have something in your hair or something in your face. Okay, a nice person will ignore it. Will just keep speaking to you and just ignore it. But it's a kind
Mhm.
person. will tell you, oh, there's something in your face. He will sometimes some kind people will be criticizing in a really bad way or in a really harsh way for the other person to the receiver. And like
Mhm.
as an example, if you have a lattice in between your teeth, a nice person will just ignore it. The kind person will come to you, oh, you have something between your teeth, you know, and you'll feel
Yeah.
shy and stuff like that.
But
But
you know
wait,
what? I'm gonna ask.
mm,
I'm gonna tell you something that is gonna make you puzzled somehow. But I'm not
I go for.
afraid. I'm not afraid of being nice, but I'm afraid of being kind.
I was about to ask you. Wow, you are actually answering the question now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
What
not
kind are you and what kind are you afraid from? You answered the question now. Nice, actually.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to be nice because niceness doesn't require anything. Smiling at other people, make them feel at ease, make them feel comfortable. When I really don't care, it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to kindness and showing gestures to other people, when they really want to understand it sometimes, or when they going to backlash at me, or when they really didn't ask for my help, this is where I should be afraid because not everybody's going to accept what you're going to offer, but everybody's going to accept what you take from them. You know what I
I'm
mean?
agreeing. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you actually, but let's speak about the people around us. Do you think everyone around us is nice?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but not everyone is kind.
No, they're kind too, but not to you.
No.
That's it.
the funny thing is, the funny thing is, I like the kind people more than the nice people because at least they come into face to me. Like I believe I said this to everyone, and I will say it one more time. If anyone have a problem with me, come speak to me. Backstabbing is forbidden, as you know. So just come speak to me. I am. I sometimes yeah, I don't bite, but yeah, it's all
you are,
happy.
you didn't bite, but you have a sharp teeth.
Ah, yeah, yeah. But again, like as an example, me and you, if you are kind enough, you will come to me like, oh, you done this wrong. Maybe next time make it better. That will make me happy because now, oh, there is someone caring enough to tell me that you are doing this wrong. This is, but there is other people kind. I will say they misconfigure the kindness to be rudeness because there is a thin line between coming to you and telling you, oh, you did this wrong, and then in a really rude way, and telling you, oh, fix it in a really rude way too. So like in
Yeah.
your mind, yeah, maybe you are right. Maybe you're right, but your way will make me do it one more time because of this way.
To be honest, I don't think they're necessarily right. Okay, because I maybe forgive me for interrupting, of course, but if someone
No, no.
did something, if I did someone dirty, and they came to me and they were like, "You did me dirty at this and that," okay, I'll be more than happy
Mm,
to, to fix it up. But before you telling me to fix it up, because if you're demanding it, that means you're not giving me the time to process what I did and to repent all my wrongs or not wrongness so that I won't think about it. So I would assume that you're just doing this because your ego has been hurt, not because you were personally hurt.
yeah, the funny
And
thing is, there's a different. You said something really great, actually. I'm sorry for interrupt, but
go. No problem. Go.
people, people sometimes, as an example, Chris really doesn't like people to say a certain word, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But because she didn't share out loud that, oh, I don't like people to say this word, everyone will say it without them
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Until Chris said, oh, guys, I don't like this word. If
Yeah.
people are kind, they will ask you, or like kind and stuff like that. They will just uh, not doing in front of you or whatever. But
Yeah.
nice people, I will say some nice people will like ignore you at all and just do. Oh yeah, I'm just saying because I can't say it. I don't. Yeah, I am a nice person. I will just ignore you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not about them being nice or not. They don't care about you at all. It's like you have set your boundaries at some certain point, which is not saying a certain word. So literally, you can do whatever you want. You can say multiple words, and you can even use words alternative to this certain word, but don't use this word specifically around me. And you know this word triggers me somehow, but you still have done it. You still have said this word. So why would I respect you back? Why would I repent on my actions or just, like oh, I have been harsh on him, or I am like asking him a lot and so on. So even though when I'm asking you to fix something, I'll be like, can you please kindly fix that, because this is really triggering me somehow. Yes, I don't have to reason it or say that this triggered me because of that, but at the same time I have to give a proper explanation or why I am demanding this from them. But if I'm just going to say fix it, this
Mm.
is like you're commanding them to fix it, and when they literally don't understand what they did wrong. So yeah, it's not about being nice or being kind, it's about out of courtesy. So this is what we're really lacking these days in the society: courtesy. I see like a lot of people would do a lot of stuff and they will just laugh it out or laugh about it when it's really out of courtesy. So yeah, yeah,
Wow, that's
pretty much.
actually interesting. Yeah. Actually, let's go with this. Give us a quote. Like, what do you think? A quote for everyone here to follow one day.
A code of everyone to follow. Okay, so I had this code that talks about identities. I don't really remember the exact words for it, but it was like, I prefer to live in my own shoes than to live in anybody's shoes. So I believe that you should be yourself. You shouldn't be afraid to express a certain thing. Whether this
Nice.
thing, um, whether this thing is that you're saying a quote, you're talking about some certain topic, you are expressing thing in a way that you didn't know about before, like painting, screaming, singing. Just express yourself. Just go out of the books, as I said, and then
Mm.
don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to be judged, because at the end of the day, you're gonna die one day. Maybe in the
Mm.
next 5 minutes, maybe in the next 5 years, maybe in the next 15 years. Nobody
You never
knows.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you have you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to give yourself a meaning. You have to give your life a meaning. Don't live in anybody else's shoes. Choose yourself first. Even though this is gonna offend like a lot of people.
Yeah, I
Like
understand this point. Yeah, there's some people like, oh yeah, you are fake and stuff like. The funny thing is, me and you are understanding that this quote is meaning to be yourself, but
yeah.
sometimes we can't be ourselves around some specific people, and you know why, of course.
I mean, at this
That's so
point,
sad.
everything I find that everything triggers these people, so I really don't care anymore. Again, yes, I
Wow.
avoid confronting people and I avoid seeing the disappointment in their faces, but sometimes, it's better to let them disappointed than you being disappointed your whole life. It's like
Mm.
it's not that hard to give the person their rights, or when they set the boundaries to respect them, but at the same time they should respect you back. So when you have a right, just take it. When you don't take it. That
Don't take
easy.
it.
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
feel
but
like
you know
like
that
this.
greed will control. I will take, 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 take. Greed, 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 greed.
Yeah, so again, don't blame me for being distant. Don't blame me for cutting you out of my life. Don't blame me for not giving you anything anymore. Again, it's better to just cut people off your life and make them feel what they lost, or at least let them leech on somebody else's than them leeching on you.
The funny thing is, of course, they would blame you, Chris. You understand? A greedy person will always not feel himself like I need to take, not to give, because that's a concept he lived by, and no one told him that that's wrong actually. And sometimes life need to hit you in the face to make you wake up. Oh, you are doing this wrong. But sometimes it's your test to wake yourself up, not the life will wake you up.
Indeed. So it takes a lot of courage. Like Friedrich Nietzsche said that becoming who you are truly takes a courage, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
And being yourself when everyone is earth's taken. is the greatest joy ever. So yeah, I don't really care. Like you shouldn't really care either. So if they truly cared about you, they wouldn't really mind that you're being yourself or you're taking a ride or claiming something that is already yours, which is basically your life. So keep your noses out of my life. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, to add to your quote, I will say a quote coming to me right now. You need to be happy by little things to be thrilled with big ones.
Yeah,
And that's just a
definitely.
fact. It's not even a quote. But yeah.
Okay, let me tell you like
Tell.
one last thing for surviving my maze. I would say the asylum. Thank you so much. So, why
Oh,
did I
you're
choose
free.
asylum at first place? Let
Mm.
me tell you why did I choose the asylum at first place. So, in I did choose the asylum because, as I told you, when I started with Sigmund Freud, and Sigmund Freud was literally like a psychiatrist, a therapist of some sort.
Yeah.
And the asylum is basically known because our brains are our asylum. We're afraid of what we it contains, so it all comes from within. It doesn't come from outside. So, what would Freud say about my asylum? That it's not frightening because it holds madness, but it's frightening because it exposes where society draws the line, who's sane, who decides, and how much fear is required to behave to be normal. So to Freud, the asylum is not separate from the world. It's the world just without its masks. So basically the asylum exposes who you truly are. And thank you for today. How do you
And thank you
we're
actually for today.
finally
Yeah, I
reached
have
dawn. So
one
what do you
one
think?
last
We
question
reached
for you.
dawn.
What, sorry? Say it first.
I told you, we reached dawn. No more questions. That's enough.
Yeah, actually, one last question for you. Give us a question for the next guest. Me and you will never know until the end. A question for the
Okay,
next
so
guest. Yeah.
to be honest, I'm not gonna do what Nate did to me because it's he did me dirty, and now I have a resentment
He
against
doesn't
you.
even know, just to let you know, he
I'm,
doesn't
I'm,
even know.
I'm gonna fight you after that. Just wait.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Let me tell you the question. So I actually was trying to find multiple questions and choose one of them because all of them are good, to be honest.
Just one. You
Oh,
can send it to me later. I will take it as a reference for something else.
okay. So can
One
I not
question for
say
the
it
next
right
one.
now?
Yeah.
Like what right now? Can I not say it?
You can say it right now. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let's say what do you have you become? Have you became what you wanted to become when you were younger?
Can you say it again? Sorry, I didn't catch it. What?
Have you became what you wanted to become when you were younger?
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a really nice one. Oh,
Yeah.
really, really. No, no. Okay. Thank you. And the ending will be like an iceberg. We only take a glimpse of Chris, Chris' personality until she shares more of her thoughts with us. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us. And and don't know. Let's uh, let's hope the next guest will be happy with this question. Have a good one,
I just
everyone. See you later.
see you.